In recent years, we've seen a rise in clashes all across the country between some communities and the police. Whether during traffic stops or on the street encounters with men and women in blue, well, they've become violent at times. Tonight, why it is so important for you and your children to know the law and know how to comply so you don't die. Carolyn Clifford standing by live outside to explain. Carolyn?
Stephen, this is such a very important story. According to the Fraternal Order of Police, there are two very dangerous situations for a police officer to be in. Number one, to answer a domestic violence complaint. And number two, a traffic stop. They're cautious, they're on high alert, and so are you. When a traffic stop goes wrong, the images are often disturbing. One of the worst here made national headlines in 2015. After getting pulled over, a Detroit man, Floyd Dent, was repeatedly punched in the head by an Inkster police officer. That officer went to jail. According to a 2015 report by the Washington Post, getting pulled over was the precursor to about 11% of fatal police shootings.
And they pulled us over because we was 5 black men in a brand new car, and they thought it was stolen.
Detroiter Marquise Davis is only 18. His interaction with police has not always been positive. When they pulled you over, did they speak to you disrespectfully or were they respectful?
They was like, step out the car, we're gonna search the car. You know, they ain't asked for no license, none of that.
More than 100 people were shot and killed by police after a traffic stop in 2015. 1 in 3 of them was black. To cut down on such problems in Detroit, Police Chief James Craig introduced community policing so bad interactions are kept to a minimum.
Every officer, when he approaches the car, he or she is nervous.
33-year DPD veteran Detective Brian Fountain goes into schools, churches, or community groups to teach the do's and don'ts of how to interact with police. On this day, he was at Renaissance High School.
When I pull a car over and I see people moving, what do I think they're doing? I think you're reaching for a gun.
How do we prevent our children from being killed?
Well, number one, be respectful, be cooperative. Keep your hands visible. You know, putting your hands up never hurts.
Detective Fountain says it's vital for the community to know the law.
The judges might say ignorance of the law is no excuse. The fact that you didn't know is not going to cut you any slack when you go to court.
Are you fearful of the police at all?
Sometimes, because, you know, it's some good cops and then it's some bad ones. So you just don't know what to expect.
I just know that I have to address them a certain type of way.
How do you know that?
My parents taught me.
We asked community police officer Baron Coleman and 2 of our employees to help us demonstrate 3 scenarios that could get you in trouble during a traffic stop. First, mouthing off.
How you doing, ma'am?
I was doing so much better before you stopped me.
Second, don't reach for anything without permission. Keep your hands on the wheel until told otherwise.
Sir, don't move, don't move. Sorry. I need to see a license, your registration, proof of insurance, please.
And third, never get combative with an officer.
So many images on TV where young ladies and young men end up on the ground. When she jerks away from you, is that an absolute no-no?
Never jerk away from the police. You're being escorted or you're being detained. You're not going to win on that situation. You're definitely going to be arrested.
Loud music, open alcohol, and if there is a whiff of drugs in your car, everyone is being hauled out. And now in 5 counties, you can be drug tested on the spot. Bottom line, it's in your best interest to comply so you don't die, end up in cuffs, or behind bars. Back here live now. This is the most important thing for you to know so you don't get in trouble with the law. Never, ever get out of your car. Once you step out of your car and you approach a police officer, you are in trouble. Officer Coleman, what happens when I start approaching you?
No, you cannot approach an officer on a traffic stop, especially when he have you stop. You need to stay in the vehicle, comply, wait for the officer to get to the vehicle. If you step out of the vehicle, you make the situation very unsafe, mainly for yourself and the officer.
Even if I'm trying to bring my driver's license to you, if I continue to come towards you, what will happen? Will I be arrested? Sometimes I might even end up shot.
That can cause your life. Officer don't know your situation. He didn't ask you to come out of the vehicle. He didn't ask you to come bring anything to him. When you have a traffic stop, you need to wait patiently in the vehicle. You wait patiently in the vehicle for him to come to you, and then he'll give you the commands on what to do.
Got it. Thank you so much, Officer Coleman, and for DPD helping us with this story. I learned a lot in this story. Hopefully a lot of kids learned a lot, even parents at home watching. So many rules of the law when you're out on the road. A traffic stop is serious business, Stephen. We both know that.
Well, police will also tell you there's no such thing as a routine traffic stop for the officer. Anything can happen, and they've got to be ready for anything. So comply, don't die. Good information.
Absolutely. They can be shot too.
Thank you so much, Carolyn.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to turn